Yo, this is Bootsey Too Fly. So I know a lot of people don't believe in spirits, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in Satan, whether you don't think it's real at all. Let me tell you something. I experienced it, man, firsthand. I was 11 years old, man. I was about 11 years old. My mom took me to church faithfully every Sunday, taught me how to pray, all that stuff. Pretty much. So I decided, one day I just decided to give my life to Christ as a child. Because I remember reading the story when Christ had got crucified. And I remember just weeping. I was just crying and crying and crying. When I read the story of how he was betrayed, persecuted, and then hung, I didn't quite understand, at the time why they hung him, but once I read the reasons was to save us. So I was kind of moved by that. And at one point, I've always had like spiritual attacks. Like I was, attacked as a child. I didn't even know what was going on, falling into hell. I've told that story before, where I was kind of falling and never would hit the bottom in this dark, dark place. Then finally the demon shoved me into the black hole, and me and some other people, we started falling into hell. And then I was chained by a demon to the ground. I couldn't move, I had no strength. And then an angel appeared and snatched the chains off of me, and I woke up. But this one, I was baptized, right? So I got baptized, age 11, in the hood, in the Bluff, in Atlanta, Georgia. Matter of fact, the person that baptized me was DC Young Fly's father. So this is maybe right before DC was born. This had to have been some time before he was born, because I remember him as a child. His nickname, we used to call him John John. So I didn't even realize that was him till years later, till my dad told me that was actually him. And I know he looked familiar. But we went to the same church. So DC Young Fly's daddy's name is Reverend Solomon Whitfield Jr. He was my pastor. So he baptizes me, age 11. I get baptized, regular day. It's in like January, end of January. It's playoff time. I'm a football fan, so I'm watching the game as usual, go home, eat Sunday dinner, kicking it as usual, playing around, playing video games for a while. I fall asleep that night, and I could see my parents' night light. I could see their TV light through the bedroom. So I'm in total darkness, just regular night after being baptized. Something grabbed me in the middle of the night. Something grabbed me right by my chest, just like this, 2 hands by my neck, and paralyzed me and shook me and woke me up. Shook me hard. So I wake up, I look, and I'm thinking, my dad used to like to play jokes and stuff sometimes. So he'll jump out in the dark, grab your leg or grab your arm, scare you a little bit. But I looked over, because I was sleeping on a bunk bed at the time. I'm on the top bunk. Look down, I don't see nobody. I'm thinking, why is he playing? Man, stop playing. But I ain't see nobody. So I'm like, what in the world? But I was thinking, man, that was kind of a violent shake. He kind of choked me. I'm like, damn. What? So, fall back to sleep. Maybe like sometime later, this thing got pissed off, like I was ignoring it. And it grabbed me a second time and shook me violently and dragged me. I was laying up against the wall. This thing dragged me. It started pulling me. It pulled me crooked, like my body was crooked. It was real crooked. I'm sideways in the bed, and I see a shadow standing by the bed. You know what I'm saying? A shadow, nobody, no head, no legs. It seemed like it was just a shadow with a hoodie, but there was no face, no nothing. I thought it might have been death. I thought it was Satan himself, a demon or something, man, because I had previously already seen a tall, shadowy figure with a hat. They called a shadow man on the wall, and it scared me as a child. And it kept walking towards my room, but it wouldn't come all the way in. My dad had to rush in and cut the light on one time. But I'm telling you, man, if you don't believe, you don't believe in spirits, I'm not trying to convince you, man. Don't let my testimonies convince you, man. You know, but I'm telling you, this shadow took off, started running around the room, running around the room, running around the room, real fast, man. I'm talking about real fast. And I'm like, my eyes are open right now. My eyes was open. I was not asleep, and I saw it. Thing was run. It got real small. Start running around the ceiling real fast. Running around the ceiling real fast. Start shipping through the room, and it disappeared, man. Disappeared. I'm telling you, if you don't think God is real, if you don't think Satan is real, if you don't think that stuff exists, I'm here to tell you, bro. I got grabbed. I shook like somebody was trying to fight me, bro. The same night I was baptized. Same night I was baptized by DC Young Fly's father. But he since has passed away. I know his dad had died some years back. I remember running into his dad at a Kroger it was Cascade Road, kind of like on the west side. Me and him was talking. He said, "When you coming back to church? When I'm gonna see you?" You know, and I think that's one of the last times I ever saw DC Young Fly's daddy, man. I hadn't seen DC probably since he was a kid, maybe going towards a teenager or something. But I'm telling you, man, this spirits is real, bro. You don't have to believe me, man. I ain't gonna convince you, but I'm telling you, man, you better choose a path, man. You better choose God or the devil, because anytime you do the devil's work, you choosing him anyway. It doesn't even matter. You're maybe even unconsciously choosing him, you know. Also, I want to say it was another time, man. I had a dream I was fighting the devil. So my cousin, he had it was this little statue, and it says, "I'm a horny little devil." That's what it says. I'm a horny little devil. And it had like these horns, and the devil had a horn that you play music with, you know, the actual horn. And this statue, apparently before I was born, somebody knocked the statue over and broke one of the horns. So this thing was in the house, and the Bible says you have to be careful of things that you bring in the house, because they carry spirits and all kind of stuff. Whatever this thing is cursed or something, man. I'm telling you. And they used to have that thing in the house. And I dreamed one night, man, it's the first time I actually met the devil. Like literally. I know it was him. That statue in my dream got big, and it had got an attitude or something. It got mad or something. And it was looking me up and down like it was trying to scare me. At first it did, and then I said, "Hey man, that's the devil." And I was like, "Man, I'm finna whoop the devil. You know, I'm finna kick the devils. So I'm put a foot in his. You know what I'm saying." So I pulled out. I didn't have a weapon, but I held out my hand, man. I held out my hand, and a sword appeared in my hand, man. And it just got big, and the devil pulled out a sword. We just started jousting, boom, boom. I mean, just all kind of crazy moves. All this stuff, man. I mean, we was fighting, because he looked at me and I looked at him, kind of like wrestling. And I was like, "What you want to do? I ain't scared of you. Let's go." And the devil said, "All right, let's go. What you want to do?" The devil asked me, "What you want to do?" And I said, "Shoot, let's go. Let's get it." And we started fighting, but I couldn't beat him. I was blocking all his shots. I was throwing shots. He was ducking. And he finally stabbed me in my gut and killed me. And it was like, and he had this smile on his face that make you want to slap the smile off this evil, just this grin on his face that made me so angry, man. I was so angry, man. I just want to slap the taste out of his mouth, man. And I prayed to God, man, you bring me into heaven, man, turn me into a warrior, man, because I want to be able to just, he makes you mad. Like, you come in contact with him, you're going to know it's him. He appears with different appearances, but, man, I sat up out my sleep, and all the breath came back in me, and I sat up out of my sleep just like a nightmare, man. I'm telling you, man, devil's real, God is real, man. But remember, tough times don't last, but tough guys do. It's Boots, and I'm out.